My name is Susan Delk, and I'm the Associate Editor of Magazines for the National Wild Turkey Federation.
Hey everybody, Greg Ray here with Outdoor Solutions and From Field to Table. We have just wrapped up our very first ever turkey hog combo from field to table event, and we could not think of anybody better to invite than the NWTF. We were very fortunate to have Susan join us. She was an outstanding representative. She had a great time. This is her story.
I have been shooting my entire life, but it has been something that is very low range and usually a .22 rifle. And so about 3 years ago, I decided I wanted to learn to deer hunt. So I bought myself a 6.5 and learned to shoot it, but it has always been at very close yardage. And when I got here, I was able to get zeroed in at 100 and literally be able to shoot out to 700 yards, which was very crazy. I never thought I'd be able to do that. So it was a very cool experience. One of the things that is most important, especially to someone who is not a real experienced hunter or shooter, is to have someone that is very familiar with the weapons and be able to allow you to become familiar with them and be able to make that in such a relaxing environment so that you know the information you're getting, and it's going to make you so comfortable using the weapon. And that's exactly what I got here. I was able to take a rifle that I'd never seen before, and they walked me through the steps and all the safety measures on the rifle, and it was just real easy to be able to be comfortable enough to start shooting something that I'd never seen before.
All right, so your elevation's pretty much staying the same on all of them. Your first one and your third one are actually identical. Had Hank one came down here somewhere. Okay. But anyway, you've got three right in a row there. So what we'll do, we're going to go on out to 300 and shoot on some steel, but we're not going to change the ammo and we're not going to change anything on the rifle. I just need to know where to tell you where to hold on yours. So anyway, yeah, nice job. What are you thinking?
I'm just not comfortable with it. Part of it is my hair.
I had that problem too.
I know, it's awful.
Bam.
So after arriving here the first day, we came to the range and went in and had some dinner, and then we went out on a hog hunt, and I'd never been hog hunting. And I had a super guide, and we found some hogs in a field, and we kind of parked and started walking up real slow, and the hogs started moving away into the field a little bit, but they were kind of coming towards us, and my guide put me down and got me braced up and got me ready, and he kept going, okay, whenever you're ready. And they were coming closer and closer and closer, and there were two sows, and they were kind of going back and forth in front of one another, and he would say, okay, when you get a shot on the black one, you know, take your shot, and when you get a shot on the black and white one, take your shot, you know. And so he was watching them and telling me, and he kept saying, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. And so I finally took the shot, felt comfortable, took the shot, and it was a little nerve-wracking, but my guide settled me down and got the nerves out of the way, and I was able to make a good shot. So it was an awesome experience.
12 yard?
What just happened?
Awesome. That was awesome. Well, you know, I was going back and forth between the black one and this black and white one. He would tell me, you know, when one would move in front of the other, you know, just switch between the two. And I was just, the black one, I had a shot, but it put its head down, and then I couldn't see. And I was afraid to take the shot. And then that black and white one was just right there. She was walking right towards me.
Is this your first hog?
This is my first.
First hog hunt, first hog?
First hog hunt, first hog.
Well, that's awesome. Give me a high five.
Maybe it bodes well for turkey hunting, huh?
Yeah, right. There you go.
Man, what a great end to day one. We got multiple shots and we've got 2 pigs back, and both of our hunters, their first pigs that they've ever gotten. Susan from the NWTF is skinning hers back there right now. She's getting some lessons from Jay, and then Ed has his back here in the back of the truck. So we've still got some work to do. Tomorrow morning, turkeys.
One thing I've learned about hunting, being a newer hunter the last 5 years, one thing I've learned is that you know, patience is the name of the game when you go hunting, and turkey hunting specifically. And you know, we had some great experiences here, from you know, sitting under roost with 30, 40 birds, and you know, expecting them to pitch and come directly towards us. They'd pitch and go the opposite direction, of course. Didn't play by the script at all, and you know, then we did some running and gunning, trying to get ahead of them. From one day to the next, we set in blinds. We've kind of seen it all, and we've had just great interaction with birds. And I had a couple of shots, had some toms in, and just didn't have a comfortable shot. So we kind of let them all walk, and then we ended up with sitting on a roost the last morning, and birds gobbling everywhere. They didn't follow the script again, went off to the far side to us, couldn't get ahead of them, so we went and sat kind of in an open area with some trees as our camouflage, and it was very cold, but we were persistent and sat there, and you know, we had such a cool experience, because one of the things that hunters don't get to see a lot of are bearded hens. And we had this beautiful, beautiful bearded hen come in, and we got to watch her for probably 20 minutes. It was just a very cool experience. And when she finally kind of just drifted off, we had a couple more hens come in. They were very young, very small. And so it was very cool to see the different ages of the birds coming in. And Lord and behold, you know, here come 2 gobblers, 2 longbeards, and it was a cool experience to watch them. We could hear them before we could see them. You know, the spitting and the drumming, it's something that if you haven't heard, you really need to hear. It's a very cool experience. And you know, when they came in, they kind of came in slow, and when they got to a point where I could get a shot on one, I didn't hesitate. I took the shot, and it was a very cool experience, and very beautiful bird.
You ain't going nowhere, boy.
Good job. That is a perfect shot. Give me. They gave us the whole show, didn't they?
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh. What a good shot. That was perfect. That's a good gobbler. Awesome job. I'm super happy for you, and I'm glad you got your bird finally.
Yes, me
It's
too.
Super pretty.
Thank you so much.
So one of the very cool experiences here is being able to have someone teach you how to process your game. Once you have harvested it, you know, that's where it kind of ends for a lot of people. They take it to a processor, and then they just get back what they get back. So one of the cool experiences here is, especially for somebody like me who has very limited experience in processing game, is to be able to have someone teach you not only this is what you do, but here are the different cuts of meat and how they correspond between, you know, whether it's a moose or an elk or a deer or a wild hog, those muscle groups are all pretty much the same. And so those tender cuts are going to be tender cuts across those species. And it was really cool to be able to see someone teach you how to be able to pull those muscle groups apart and be able to not only identify them, but also identify ways which cuts need to be cooked in what methods, so that you don't get that game taste that it turns a lot of people, especially new hunters or non-hunters, off from game meat.
This one here is the football, or the thigh right here, the sirloin tip. This one looks beautiful. This is the heart-shaped top, inside round, the most tender cut, the one that's most abused again. The top round, so we treat that just like a loin. This one looks beautiful. That's the sirloin butt right up there on the back. And then this is the eye of the round and the bottom round. And you can always tell the bottom round by the grain and how it looks. This bottom round looks just like the flat iron steak off an elk. The flat iron steak is the one off the shoulder blade, the back part of the shoulder blade on the outside of the blade. And that's how big a flat iron would be on an elk. So you can take the flat iron out of the freezer for the elk, and you can take this bottom round out of the freezer off your pig and cook them exactly the same way when you have a party, and people can taste, you know, the two different products. It looks exactly the same. We just square that off and trim that up a little bit. So on Susan's, we have the bottom round, we have the eye of the round, we have the knuckle, we have this butt, the sirloin butt up on the back end by the tail. This is the inside top round with the cap on it that we still want to peel off, and then we got that jerky shank there, and we have a little bit of trim.
One of the real interesting things was being able to work with the chef here. He was outstanding. You know, not only is he a chef, you know, he's an instructor as well, and it really showed his experience of running a kitchen and running a crew, especially inexperienced people like us hunters. So it was interesting to watch how, you know, he took every piece and part of the game that we had taken here and made it into not just some, you know, fried up turkey nuggets or something. It was one of those things where he took these recipes and elevated them to a complete fine dining experience. And so it was one of those that, you know, it's not something that you commonly do with your game, but it opened up the possibilities of all the things you can do with your game.
Good evening. So tonight you are having yams with green beans and corn pudding, turkey goulash.
One of the things for the National Wild Turkey Federation and Outdoor Solutions is, you know, finding ways to bring new hunters into the fold. And one of this field to table program that they have is great for the beginning hunter, the non-hunter, or the experienced hunter, because it makes it so easy, because they allow you to have someone with you and that walks you through every step of the process. And for this class in particular, we had 8 hunters. 6 of those had never hunted or had never hunted wild turkeys before. And, you know, I talked with the hunter who had never hunted, and he had such a great experience because he felt comfortable with all the instruction he had. He felt comfortable with all the guides and the people that were here to help you, whether it was someone from Outdoor Solutions or the ranch here, or just the other participants here. We all kind of leaned on one another's experience, and it was just a wonderful experience. And one of those things that you know, is a passion of Outdoor Solutions as well as the National Wild Turkey Federation is to make that bridge for those that are non-hunters or either relatively new hunters to gain the experience they need and to make it a comfortable process so that they not only come back and continue to hunt, but they pass that along to the next generation or to their friends and family.
You don't want to talk about how cool of a guy I am?
Oh man, yes, that's the one thing I've missed. Oh my God. Not only was he a cool guy, but he also was a great cameraman and some comedy relief when I was very frustrated over everything that was going on. We had some great experiences. We really did. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome.